Hey, this is Bob from Dogwatch Cigar Radio.
And this is Dale, and you're watching a video review on StogieReview.com.
Excellent.
That one sounded okay.
Welcome back to another edition of the Stogie Review video review. And if you are watching for the first time, I am Walt from StogieReview.com and do weekly, video cigar reviews. So just to get back on track, this week we have the Flor Dominicana Double Ligero Chisel. And the name of the cigar is the Chisel, and that's because of this chisel-shaped tip. It's pretty much like a flattened out torpedo shape. But they say that it promotes an easier draw, and it concentrates the flavors better than a torpedo, so that's why they go with these chisel shapes. But anyway, I'm going to begin to go over the characteristics of the cigar. And well, obviously we got this flared chiseled shape. So it's got a pretty long cap, and it seems to be in real good shape. It looks a little lumpy, a little toothy. There's a couple of small shiny spots on it. Some fairly heavy veins. It's kind of a rough and tumble looking cigar, but really nice looking band. It's kind of simple but elegant at the same time. It's kind of like that a lot. But it's got a nice strong aroma to it. Feels firm. It's got a light spring to it, and overall it's a decent looking cigar. A little rough, like I said, but decent looking nonetheless. And the previous cigars that I've smoked, I've just clipped them, and there's been recommendations to actually use a plug cutter on the flat side. So I'm going to give that a shot with my little plug cutter here. And to be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to plug cut too shallow or not. But just going to give it a shot, and if it comes down to it, I'll just clip off the plug. So I'm just it's really tough to get through this wrapper. This is a really durable and strong wrapper. I don't know how people do this on a regular basis. I mean, it's tough to get through this. I think I'm just now getting through the binder. But there we go. And there you go. And actually, from what I've been reading, they say to actually keep that pointed up at the roof of your mouth. From what I understand, it kind of bounces the smoke off your mouth and off the roof of your mouth, and kind of increases your sensitivity somehow. I'm not quite sure how it does it, but from what I hear, that's how it works. And that is kind of awkward. The draw's not bad. I don't know that I would go all the way through this. There's been a couple of recommendations to do that, but I think I'm going to avoid that. Basically, it's a Toro with a flattened out end. I think it's a 52 by 6. It's got an Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper. This is the natural. They do come in Maduro. And it's got Dominican binders and fillers. And the Double Ligero name comes from the Ligero tobacco that makes up the filler and the binder. So that's where you get the name. Anyway, before I bore you to death, I'm just going to go ahead and get to the lighting. As usual, once I'm satisfied with the toast, I'm just going to start gently puffing on it. Wow. lighting it takes a little getting used to, just because of that plug cut there on the flat side. You really got to put the cigar a lot further into your mouth than I'm accustomed to. Usually it's just kind of right on the lips. Here, because of where the placement of the hole is, excuse me, I gotta put it in my mouth a little further. But obviously, that first puff's pretty intense. It's really peppery, really spicy, but it's really smooth at the same time. It's it's not harsh or bitter. So anyway, now that I got things started up, I'm gonna smoke into this a little bit, and then we'll get back and discuss the first third. Well, I'm back, and it's obvious I haven't been going real long. I'm maybe an eighth of an inch burned into the cigar. The drawing through that plug is a little tough, but I think I can manage for a little while. If it gets too bad, I'm just going to go ahead and clip the end. Now, it's got a nice light resting smoke, but it is very, very potent. It's enough to just take your breath away if you get a good whiff of it. And when you take a puff from this cigar, it's very, very flavorful, and it's very, very full bodied. When you get a good puff, when you get a good draw on it, and then you let it come back out of your sinuses, the best way I can describe it is if you just get a good bit of good hot horseradish on your tongue. If you've ever had real good horseradish, you'll remember how it just kind of throws open your sinuses and gives you that intense burn for that minute or two. And that's just what this cigar is like. It's very, very spicy, and it just gives you that heat kind of coming through your sinuses when you get it back up through. And while it may not sound very appealing, it's very refreshing and kind of nice to get that in a cigar on occasion, and that really does the cigar a lot of justice in this situation. It's very peppery, it's very spicy, and there's also just a very strong sweet tobacco flavor that it's just really good. Everything just kind of comes together, and it makes for a fantastic flavor. As I said, the body starts out, pegged. It's top of the full spectrum. If you happen to smoke one of these cigars for the first time, be very aware of that on your first puff. It will catch you off guard. It is much stronger than the cigar, appears. It doesn't lead you to believe that this is a very full-bodied cigar, but in fact it is. And I don't know, I'm just really enjoying myself. So bear with me here. The draw is still a little firm, and that's because of the plug. I think I'm going to try to deal with that for a little while, and if it becomes too much of a problem, I'm just going to clip it. If the draw becomes too tight for me to keep the cigar lit, then that plug's got to go, and most of that chisel shape is going to go too. But sometimes that's the price you got to pay for a good draw. So I'm not, not a big deal, but kind of unsettling a little bit. The cigar produces a fair amount of smoke. You just have to work for it. You really got to use you got to really use your mouth to pull that smoke through. And I don't know. Overall, at this point, I'm very happy with the cigar. It's very good. As I mentioned, it's got a very potent resting smoke. It does fill the air and the room fairly quickly. And that's about it for the first third. Well, maybe not the first third. I'll come back. But just want to mention that I am not drinking water or beer this time. I'm actually drinking fruit punch, high C. And there's a very good reason for that. Because of how strong this cigar is, I was very concerned with just drinking water. Last time I had one of these cigars with just water, I kind of got a little lightheaded. Had to switch from water to iced tea. And the reason behind the juice and the iced tea is just because the sugar helps you break down the nicotine that's in the cigar. and it'll combat the the lightheadedness, a little bit of nausea that you might experience, because the cigar is so full, and it's just so full that you may get a little lightheaded or nauseous, and the sugar really helps combat that. So I'm trying to head off the problem before it even starts. And if it turns out that the high C overpowers the cigar, then I'm going to ditch it, and I'll just try something else, because really the cigar is just that good that I really don't want to disrupt the flavor in any way with any kind of beverage. So anyway, that's where I'm at this point. So be back in a little bit, and hopefully I'm still this excited and ecstatic about this cigar. So see you in a few. Welcome back, and here I am, working my way just past the end of the first third, and getting into the second third now. And the plug in the cap where I have it, it makes a world of difference. I mean, every puff you take, it kind of swirls off the roof of your mouth and then back down onto your palate. And at first it feels a little uncomfortable, but after a few puffs, you really get the sense that your mouth is completely coated in this just this thick feeling. It's almost like a syrupy feel, and it really gives you the impression that your mouth is just completely coated with flavor. And and it doesn't take long to get used to, but I really think this is the way to go as far as opening up a chisel-shaped cigar. The only problem I see with it is because of where it's at. I don't know how I'm going to hold this thing when it gets down to practically nothing. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. As far as the flavor goes, it's very much the same. It's still very, very full. It's just a very full flavored cigar. There's a lot of flavors. The peppery flavor's kind of dying out. It's still a strong spicy flavor, and you still get that sweet tobacco flavor. And I'm starting to get like a woody aftertaste, almost like cedar. And the body of the cigar, excuse me, the body of the cigar is kind of mellowing out. It's not really, really high up on the full scale anymore. It's still a full-bodied cigar. It's just not quite as intense as it was to begin with. And it's I'm not really sure how to explain it. It's very, very full flavored without being too much with the body, and the finish is long and smooth. When you take a puff, you'll feel it or taste it more or less in your mouth for a good few minutes after you take the puff. It's really I guess it's really long lasting, and when you mix all that stuff together, it's just it makes for a fantastic smoke. I'm really enjoying myself. Burn's doing real well. It's pretty even. There's a little bit of variation. Nothing that I'm really concerned about. The draw is still a little firm, and I still think it's because of this plug. I think if I clip that, it'll alleviate that problem. But for right now, it's manageable. It's not too bad. But on a side note, just kind of collect my thoughts here. Should have thought about this before I turned the camera on. Anyway, so far this cigar is it seems perfect for like a nightcap. It seems like it would be absolutely perfect after like a steak dinner. If you go out to a steakhouse or something like that, you have a real heavy dinner. I think this cigar would be the absolute perfect end to the night. It's just really, really full flavored, and the flavors just come out really well. I'm just can't say enough at this point. So I'm going to continue smoking a little bit more. Be back for final third, and then once more to wrap things up. So see you in a bit. back and just working my way into the final third of my Flor Dominicana double Ligero Chisel. And, wow, that resting smoke is potent, and it's enough to take your breath away. But the final third, it really picks up. Everything kind of just steadily increases as far as the body and flavor are concerned, just to kind of give a really strong finish to the cigar. That second third was kind of mellow. Well, not really mellow, but it did kind of mellow out a little bit. It was still very full flavored, and now it's still very full flavored, but the body's picking back up again. Now it's really coming way back up on the upswing into that full body spectrum. The base flavor is beginning. The peppery flavor that I was getting before, it's starting to come back. It's getting a little heavy. The spice is still there, although it's not as intense, and you still get that really nice sweet tobacco flavor. And there's a little bit of a woody aftertaste, and there's it's almost a little salty too. Just overall, the flavor is just it's very full, and it's just I don't know. It's hard to say without trying to over-exaggerate. It's very intense, and it just really comes through, and it's just really enjoyable. And it complements the body real well. Now that the body's picking back up, it's not too much. It's very balanced. I guess that's the word I was looking for there. And it finishes real long, and it's really, really smooth. There's no harshness to it at all, which makes it really easy to smoke. And the draw is a lot better now, because that was my mistake. When I used that plug cutter, I cut through the binder, but I didn't pull it all the way out, and I just happened to squeeze the end of the cigar a little bit, just to kind of flare out that taper a little bit, because it was, flattening out from putting it in my mouth. And I noticed a small disc in there kind of pop free, so I grabbed a toothpick and kind of worked it free and pulled it out, and now the draw is real nice again. Just every once in a while, I got to remember to kind of unflatten that tip, because it just because it's naturally flat, when you put it in your mouth, it just kind of compresses and it makes the draw a little tight. So every once in a while, you just got to give it a little pinch across the diameter, and it'll open up a little bit. And just really happy with the cigar overall. No complaints at all. Just very good. And the price point, I don't know whether I mentioned that or not, but I think it was $6.50. It was like $6.50 or $7, and that's outside of my comfort zone for an everyday purchase. But without doing the overview early, I really think it's worth every bit of that $6.50 that I paid for it, and definitely going to be picking more of these up just to have on hand. Just to lengthen the segment a little bit, what have I been smoking lately? Well, Jerry and I did the Your Questions, My Answers Saturday morning, which was yesterday. It's Easter Sunday, but we did that Your Questions, My Answers. I had I don't even remember what I had. Oh well, I can't remember. Last night I had a Camacho Corojo, Monarca size. And, it was a very good cigar. It's one of my favorite Camachos. And I also had a Don Pepin Garcia Black Label, a Perla size. I bought a box of them from Atlantic Cigar, who had a fantastic price on that cigar. So I really couldn't pass up ordering a box a couple weeks ago. So I'm just starting to get into that box a little bit. It's a shame, because I wanted to let them age a little bit, but they're just too good to let sit around. I'll just have to fork up the money to get another box just to have, age a little bit. Because I'd really love to see how that cigar turns out after 6 months or so. I really think it'll go from good to great. So, back to this cigar. It's smoking very well. The burn line's good. It's a very slow burn. and it's very comfortable in my hand. Usually, I shouldn't say usually. As of late, the Toro size cigars have just felt a little big, just because I've been smoking a lot of Coronas. But this one, I guess maybe it's because of the taper, of the chisel shape, but it feels very comfortable, and it's not obtrusive. It doesn't get in the way. It's it's real nice overall. So far I'm really enjoying it, and I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more, and I will be back to wrap things up, and then I'll let you go. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, I'm back one last time to wrap things up with my Flor Dominicana double Ligero chisel, and it's ending just as I expected. Body still, continues to get fuller and fuller. Flavors are still very full and very crisp. The finish is still very long, and it's still very smooth. The resting smoke, it's getting very light now. Cigar is getting a little warm. I'm assuming it's due to the shape and the fact that it's getting very short. The only downside is that I found a bit of a crack in the cigar once I removed the band, so I think that may have been where some more of my draw problems were coming in at, just because I was getting excess air through the wrapper. So there it is. I think it's a fantastic cigar. Definitely not for the mild-bodied smoker. So much that if you happen to be in the same room as someone that's smoking this cigar, I think you might have a tough time dealing with just the resting smoke that's in the air, and the secondhand smoke. It's just very, very intense and very full-bodied. But if you do happen to like these types of cigars, I really don't think you can go wrong picking one of these up. It starts off very intense. It mellows out and makes for a fantastic smoke in the middle, and then it just kind of picks up again at the end, and it finishes very, very strong. And I just can't say enough. Really love the cigar. Definitely going to be picking more up in the future, just so I can have a couple on hand, because I really think this would be perfect for after a heavy dinner, and it would just be the perfect end to the night, as far as a cigar is concerned. That is, but yeah, I did really like this cigar. So there it is, and next week I'll be smoking the Oliva Series G Cameroon. I smoked the Maduro before. I think it's a fantastic cigar, great afternoon cigar. So I'm really looking forward to getting into some of these Cameroons, because I do actually really prefer Cameroon wrappers over Maduros. So I'm really expecting much more from this Cameroon wrap cigar than the Maduro. So that's about it. I will catch you next week, and as always, really appreciate you watching, guys, and happy smoking.